AgvisorPro, which is a very practical group from Canada who are also interested in this. So we thought we would all meet and have a discussion on how we can put a joint proposal together and definitely work together, not only in this one, but of course start networking and get more things on board. So that is the genesis of this meeting. And I actually, we wanted a meeting very urgently based on the timelines on the proposal. So I think Oliver and Edwin, if I missed anything, you could be able to complement. Then we see how to move forward. I think we are not going to have a very long meeting. We just see how we can move forward. Is it a feasible idea to move together for this joint proposal, or there are avenues that we can take? But from our side, we feel there is a very good opportunity for your teams to work with AFAAS, which is a continental organization, and put in a proposal, not only for this now, but take the engagement forward, because AFAAS has a network of advisory services, but you have very good idea on technology and innovation. So using our network and using the technologies and innovations that you have, we can do a lot of things, not in Africa. Thank you.
Okay, Max, that's very good. I'm familiar with the Bill and Melinda Gates proposal. I think the deadline is February 29th or something like that. We have to have a proposal in. This is a preliminary proposal. I think it's 5 pages that have to be in. And I do believe that AgvisorPro technology can make a difference in farming in many areas. My background, I've spent time in Kenya and Uganda and Nigeria. I have a farming operation in Uganda near Gulu, so I understand the marketplace. So from our standpoint, we would be we'd be willing to throw our support, our name behind an application. I think, Wilson, you're particularly interested in this project. So Wilson could act as our liaison between AgvisorPro and AFAAS. Yeah, okay. And so together, I think it's also important if we could get, if we get Willie to endorse the project with the Ministry of Science and Innovation, that would be very good, I think, Max. What do you think?
I think Willis has already endorsed, and even today we were discussing about the same, and he was very passionate that we should urgently move forward. So because the one thing about Willis that he's been part of AFAAS, and Willis was in the agriculture extension and advisory services, and he worked with the national NADS. I know you are familiar with the NADS, those days, National Agriculture Advisory Services, which was the extension program in Uganda. And indeed, also Willis has been working with the AFAAS. So in a way, we have worked together, and I think Willis is very, very passionate. And today we had a phone calls, and he was telling me about this meeting, not only just to meet, but also to move things forward. So I think we are good to go there. So I'm also pasting a little bit of AFAAS here so that you can have an idea of what AFAAS is and what we do, our orientation. But we can share most of the documents later on.
It would also be useful to mention that on May 2nd of 2017, I had a 6-hour meeting with Bill Gates. And that meeting actually was the genesis of AgvisorPro. Because in that meeting, we were talking about how to increase support for farmers. And one of the statements that Bill Gates made in that conversation was that we should use technology to scale the dissemination of information to farmers. So I don't know if that'll help or not. I don't think it can hurt.
Yeah.
So maybe what I'll just chip in as we progress is that we have a number of entities. As I promised, I'll share with you the minutes that we discussed the other time. MOSTI, as the overall ministry lead in Uganda, is currently incubating mobile advisory services Uganda. And this is on anything to do with technology, innovation, research and development, and so on and so forth. AFAAS, on the other hand, is also handholding the East African Field Schools Hub. So we have about 4 organizations into one, forming a consortium and talking to AgvisorPro. So what AFAAS is doing is basically supporting the East African Field School Hub to institutionalize the field school approach within 11 countries in Eastern Africa. So if you were to talk about the numbers, we are basically talking about around 30 million farmers within the region who have gone through the farmer field school technology. Unfortunately, the type of instruction or capacity building was mainly through verbal and the normal training and demonstration. So with the COVID-19 and all these other challenges coming up, how can we leverage on technology provided by AgvisorPro to be able to scale up, to maintain this 30 million first, to keep them in hold, and now to reach out to the many, because the overall 11 countries, we are almost getting to about 450 million, if you could do an aggregate, from Sudan to Djibouti to Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya. We are almost 450 million mouths, which have to eat 3 times a day. However, it's only 30 million who are basically actively contributing in the food production. So scaling up to us is the main impetus. But what we need to use is the technology. Over to you.
Very good. Thank you. Well, the mission is certainly grand. And can you guys, can you please share with me the number of organizations that are involved in this consortium? We have AgvisorPro, we have AFAAS, we have, how many organizations altogether could be in the application that we put in to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Ministry of Science and Technology, Ministry of Science and Innovation, AFAAS, AgvisorPro, who else? How many organizations?
I think
legally, Max.
I think for now we are talking about the Ministry of Science and Technology, AFAAS, but down AFAAS we are talking about the East Africa Field School Hub, which is more because of the approach of farmer field schools, which also reaches the farmers, because I think our grounding is that we need to use the technology, but also we need to use an approach which is really proven in terms of reaching the farmers. Then AgvisorPro and M Advisory. I think that is currently the team. If we want to expand, we are happy to bring more members on board. IPRI, for example, was willing to join, and they were very, very interested. But I don't know, it will also be our decision. The bigger the group.
Yeah, we actually don't need a lot of organizations. I'm just trying to sort them out in my head. So EAFFS, East Africa, and then we have AFAAS.
Yes, AFAAS.
AFAAS and IFAS.
No, so AFAAS and FS Hub. FS Hub.
FS Hub.
Yes, so, Hub. We can just say Hub, Field School Hub.
Okay. So tell me the difference between AFAAS and Hub.
So AFAAS is the continental body that I've just pasted what it is. But The East Africa Field School Hub is an hub, is a center which is dealing with the farmer field school issues, but also hosted by AFAAS. So it is in infant stages. That its aspiration is to bring all the farmer field school practitioners, the support systems in East Africa together. Then so the two, AFAAS is a continental body with a farm ground, legitimized by African Union, having a secretariat, a robust secretariat in Kampala, and having country fora in different countries, over about 40 countries in Africa. But the hub is also going to be operating in 11 countries in Africa, and it is already starting to grow. So a hub is a child of AFAAS right now.
I understand. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. The secretariat for AFAAS is in Kampala?
Kampala, yes. Okay. And that's where I sit.
All right. How long has AFAAS been around?
AFAAS has been there since 2006. That was how I was born. But I could say in terms of the operations, AFAAS became very operational in June 2010, when it was supported by the European Union and under the World Bank Multi-Donor Trust Fund. So our first funding was by EU and managed by the World Bank, and we were working together with the Forum for Agricultural Research in Africa, FARA. So we've been there since 2010, very operational, but the hatching of AFAAS started in 2006.
Where's the funding coming from today, Max? How is the organization funded today?
Currently, AFAAS is still funded by EU, and right now we have a project which is more leaning to climate resilience, which is called the EU Desira. EU Desira is a project that brings together in Africa the 5 organizations: AFAAS, then the Forum for Agricultural Research in Africa, then the sub-regional research organizations, CADESA, ASARECA, CORAF. So currently we have that project which is running for like 4 years. It's not a lot of money though, but we are moving on. But also we get a lot of partnerships with the other partners. For example, when you talk about the hub, which is also actually a very serious value added to AFAAS, is we've been getting support from FAO, which supports the hub, but also management is by AFAAS. And we've been also partnering with the CTA, which is of course now an ended organization. We've also had partnerships with NRI and others. So those are small funders, but we've been also supported by IFAD, the International Fund for Agriculture, on what we call the Last Mile Project. Last Mile Project, yeah.
How many staff members directly involved with AFAAS, and what is the annual budget of AFAAS?
Okay, the annual budget for AFAAS, I can get that ready because today I was, as in this very room, I was reviewing AFAAS work plan for 2021. So our annual budget for this year is 2.4 million euros. I think dollars or euros, because we are working in an Excel to send back to IFAD, which is managing the EU funding. That is the direct support that we get from our work plan. For the staff, we are actually a lean secretariat. The core staff that we have, if I talk about the technical, we actually 3, but then we have other, the way we work is that we have the country forum. So those people who are at the country forum are the ones that are doing a lot of implementation. Our work is doing the coordination, facilitation, and brokerage among them. But in essence, I can say AFAAS has 13 staff in Kampala, while among those, 3 of them are teleworking. One is based in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. one is based in Madagascar, one is based in Cameroon, Yaoundé.
Oh, wow. Okay. So from our perspective, Max, who would, Wilson will coordinate. We can coordinate through Wilson, and we can, it's a 5-page application. Who's going to coordinate on your side? Who will, like, we need somebody from your side to lead the project. That's going to be you, Oliver?
Yeah, I am here, and from the hub, Edwin, in fact, you see, I have 2 legs. I am the partnerships planning and learning specialist at AFAAS, but I am also the East Africa Field School Hub coordinator. So I'll be taking most of the burden in terms of the AFAAS and the field school, but Edwin has also 2 legs. Edwin is in a East Africa Farmer Field School Hub as a knowledge management a specialist, but is also in M advisory. So that means both of us are interacting in an intersection way, that we are belonging to both organizations which are really interested in this issue. So myself, I will be.
Yeah, who will be the main person? At the end of the day, we need to have somebody in charge of the application. Is that Edward or yourself?
I think for the application, if we say which organization is going to lead, then we shall determine who. If it is AFAAS, which we shall be happy to do, then that will be normally the accounting officer, that is Dr. Slim, who is the executive director of the AFAAS, will be the signatory. I'm always the second signatory. So Dr. Slim Nandi will be the signatory. So when it comes to also the hub, I will be the main signatory, then the Edwin will be the second signatory. So that is how we operate.
Okay.
Just as I mentioned, Edwin is also part of M Advisory Kenya as an advisor and a consultant. So critically, because of the experience and because of the purpose of this call, as we are being incubated by Ministry of Science and Technology in Uganda, I believe I will let Edwin to be the officer in charge.
Okay, that's very good. Norm or Wilson, Norm first, and then Wilson, do you have any comments or questions for these guys?
No, I think it's a noble cause. I think we will work on an application. If we can share a document and build it, I will work with Wilson. We can work with our grants person who has got, a number of documents that we can put in the information about AgvisorPro. And, we don't have a lot of time, so I think we need to pull this together. Has there been work already started? Is there a draft that's already begun on this application?
Yes, I'd begun on the draft, the concept note, but on the call for funding, there are a number of attachments which you have to add. So those are the ones which have not worked on the budget, and all these are done. But for the initial 5-page, I had already started doing the concept note.
Edwin, there's no call for funding at the application stage. Is that correct?
There is, because there's even a 1-pager that shows how the consortium has been designed and the roles and responsibilities. So we have about 4 attachments. If you'll, I will share by when we are talking. We have about 4 attachments which you have to go through.
Okay. Well,
the major application is a 5-pager.
I just want to caution everybody to understand that AgvisorPro is in its early stages as a company. So just so you know.
Well, welcome, Willis. We are in the middle of the meeting, so you are welcome, Willis.
Hello, Willie.
Hello.
The network.
He said the network was bad. We shall catch up with him.
Okay.
So Robert, kindly repeat on the question. I did not get it clear.
It's not so much a question, it's just a caution to let everybody know that AgvisorPro is in its early stages as a company. So we're not a multi-million-dollar company, not yet. And so I just want to caution everybody on the financial side, we need to think this through very carefully. Okay.
I believe, Edwin, for the last meeting that we had, we are going to have AFAAS because of the books of accounts and the documents that will be required to show operation. And the partnership comes in M Advisory and Agri Advisory as partners, so that we work with this Canadian company because they have got a very close relationship with Bill Gates. So that we see, apart from this $1.5 million call, there are many other activities that we can do within Africa. Because the headquarters being in Kampala in Uganda, we can have the secretariat in Kampala also support in other advisory services in agriculture in Africa.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. And this project aligns with our long-term vision as well. And again, it aligns with my work that I've done in Kenya, Uganda. So it all comes together very nicely.
Something I would like to add, and perhaps which might be important in this meeting today. We already, Wilson already sent me the NDA that we have already signed with the M Advisory. So we need to have an annex on the document, the working relationship document, which I believe you guys can send something to us so that we can add in the AFAAS and the M Advisory and the partners for the purpose of this meeting, so that we are all in clear and in one page.
Okay. Do you want to take the lead at adding that appendix and we can ratify it?
I will request Max Olopot to take lead on that, because to me it was an arrangement between our M Advisory Kenya, Uganda, and your organization. So now we need to bring on board the government, which is Ministry of Science and Technology, and the body, the AFAAS body, so that at the end of the day we are all protected in one non-disclosure element, and we're also moving forward on an MOU arrangement.
Wilson and Norm, this is important because if we bring in AFAAS and the ministry under the NDA, then that gets the three signatures of the three organizations plus AgvisorPro all on the same document. That's an important step in the process. So I agree with you guys. Thank you. Yeah,
and we are actually in some advanced stage. Willis, when we discussed, he started having something on board. So I'm working with Willis, so immediately we get information from others, we should be able to have some draft end of this week to circulate. Then each organization can impute, and we were good to go. And what I was telling you, Willis, is that for M Advisory, the ministry, and AFAAS, we're only not looking at this call. We are going to have like a 5-year open MOU, basically working together, so that if we have anything in the future, we don't start from scratch. We're just having an open ground that we are willing to work together. So this can be a 5-year or 3 years MOU.
Okay. So Wilson, again, our time here is limited. We're very, very close to springtime. So we're very busy right now. We're gearing up. And so if you guys can prepare that document, and we'll sign it.
For sure, that is the purpose of even this meeting today. We prepare the document, and we just need your input also on your side, looking at the document and saying, okay, this is good to go, so that we can submit it before the 25th.
Yes, that's totally acceptable.
Edwin, can I grab your contact info as well?
Yes, Wilson?
Yeah, just because if you're taking the lead, just like an email or WhatsApp, however I communicate with Oliver will be important, so I can talk to our grant writer on our end and we can review things. Because we have basically 2 weeks to submit it from today, so it's getting pretty tight.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah,
thank you. I'll share their contacts.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Then the other thing I wanted to add, if you will allow me, is one of the criteria for the call for proposal is to see how we can scale up various technologies, including the use of local languages and other innovations. So the audio advisory that we want to really incorporate is basically geotagged to where the extension workers are or where the lead farmers are. So it's something that we really need to agree on and scale it up. And that's why we need MOSTI, who will guide us on all the policies regarding agriculture ICT.
Yeah, this is an important feature. The geotagging component, we need to accelerate the development of the geotagging to make sure that the farmer can get the advisor that is in close proximity to the farmer. And secondly, is the very nature of our platform, our technology should allow for the communication to happen in local language, because the connection is made between two human beings. So even if some of the platform is in English, the communication between the farmer and the advisor could be in the local language. So we think we can make that work.
Sure.
Thank you. Well,
yeah. So we'll request Max as a chair to.
I think we are in consensus and we kind of agree. I think since Edwin, you have some draft ideas, my suggestion is that we even immediately share those draft ideas to the whole team here. Meanwhile, we're also working on the MOU, and myself and Willis will be able to share this also in the course of the week. Because we are working around the clock to see this stand. And since we are looking for only 5 pages, when we concretize the idea and our colleagues from AgvisorPro who have this experience should be able to polish it very well. And we should be able to submit ahead of time. So we just need to focus and see how we get it done, and that is it. Yeah. So Edwin, we shall rely on you on what you've done and what you will be doing more research, and also to ensure that those criteria annexes are well read. Some donors are very meticulous in that you don't need to miss anything. That is how they start getting you out of the thing. So from my side, I think this is good.
Yes. So I just one more point of clarification, just so that we all understand. My understanding is that AFAAS will lead the project. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's fine. If I think that's the consensus, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Good. Thank you.
I think we have agreed that because of the ministry would also lead, but sometimes you have the bureaucracies in the ministry. AFAAS is very flexible in a way that we have easy approvals, and also having managed the EU money and also the World Bank money. And we're also still a growing institution though, but I think we've got a very good reputation in terms of the management of the donor funds.
Yes, I agree. Having the ministry support, having Willie's signature or support of the ministry is critical, but we don't want the ministry leading. AFAAS is way better. Thank you.
Yes, we're happy to do that.
I have a question on the process and timelines. So we will put this 5-page proposal forward. Then we're going to have to do a detailed one after that if we get the go ahead. And what I'm just trying to find out kind of what is the timeline of when we need to do what and when we hope to be implementing these tools and have working platforms to farmers.
So the first application has to be in by February 25th. And if we're accepted or shortlisted, gentlemen, when's the next step?
Huh. Edwin, do you have an idea on that? You are on.
I'm going to. Yes, I was going through the call for applications. They will have a number of deadlines, which if I will just, let me get the right dates. Give me a minute if you want to mind. Yes. Yeah, 1 minute. Unfortunately, I'd opened so many tabs on the proposal, so I'm looking for the one that had given us the timelines. Upon the submission on 25th of February, 25th of February, yeah. Honestly, allow me to cross-check again because it's a 24 months, like for the scaling up, it's 24 months. And I've forgotten to, wow. Let me verify the details, but it is within not more than 90 days. They will have gotten back to us.
Okay, and then we have to find out from then, when do we need to do the detailed application? I just we should maybe put a bit of timeline to this so that we make sure we have the resources needed, because I think the next application is going to take a little bit more time, and it's really going to become in our really busy season. So I just want to make sure we know for allocation of resources.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Okay. So we will leave this meeting, and you guys will get the addendum or the appendix to the NDA with the two other bodies to sign the NDA. We'll sign the NDA, completing our umbrella, and then Max will take the lead, or Max or Edwin will take the lead on the application, the 5-page application. Wilson will be our go-to person for the time being. He'll work with our team. I will throw my own support behind the documents that we need to prepare to support the application, and we'll get it in before February 25th.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Good.
Very good. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we could have the draft one by Monday, the Monday the 15th. We should have the draft 5-page for us to discuss.
Yeah. Should we schedule?
I don't know whether this time is convenient.
Yeah, this time is good. Could we schedule a meeting for this time on Wednesday the 17th? Well, maybe Tuesday the 16th. Tuesday?
Oh yeah. That's good. That's fine.
Max, your availability?
No. This is priority. So we need to move with it a little bit faster. So that's okay. On Tuesday, we have a presentation to FAO headquarters. So in the morning, around midday. So 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock is okay for me. Right from 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock Tuesday. Good for you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Set up the meeting. Who sets up the meeting?
Me.
Okay, Edwin, set up the meeting for 5 o'clock on Tuesday. That'll be 7 a.m. our time.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
And Edwin, I'll get you on WhatsApp and shoot you an email right after the call, so you have my contact information, and then you can shoot the Zoom link to me on there, and then I'll invite Rob and Norm again.
Thank you. That's fine with me.
We can, you know what, in the chat right now, let's give Edwin our email. I'm going to do that right now.
I do have all your emails except for Wilson.
Oh, okay, I'll get that in there.
All right.
Except Wilson. For Norm, you have your email. And
You
all
got
the
it.
others. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well received.
Good.
So unfortunately, Wilson dropped off. So we will still brief him. And in case of anything, we'll basically just write you a small email and update you.
Okay.
He was there to endorse as government and on the policy part.
Yeah.
And to ensure that we can work across the borders.
Across the borders between Kenya, Uganda, and the other
Kenya,
countries.
Uganda. We might bring on board Rwanda, depending on the magnitude.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea.
Mm.
Okay. So thank you very much. And let's see, follow up the action points. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay.
See you Tuesday.
Everybody have a good evening. Have a good day, guys. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.